Hello there, everybody, and welcome back to Misscliks D&D Seaborn and the beginning of Chapter 3. How are you guys doing today?
Yes!
Great, thanks.
Started!
You're very eager today.
Hello there, everybody, and
I have lots of extra energy because normally I have a D&D show right before this, and I didn't have that today. So all of my Dungeons & Dragons energy is just pent up and ready for this show. And ready to just go all over V. Parleflaw's face. Because we have a new cast member.
Yay! Hello.
Yay!
Who are you? What are you doing?
Hi, everybody. I'm V par la foi. V is much easier to say. And I am a variety streamer and super excited to play on this game.
Excellent. How much D&D have you played before this?
I actually, besides the one episode I filled in for Trump previously, I haven't played since I was 11 or 12. I used to play with my older brother and his friends in the garage. So,
in the garage?
Different experience. Yeah, we set up a whole little couch system in the garage and would just hang out there. And just
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. So it's been a few years for sure.
very legit.
We are glad to have
hear
you.
I hear of a different homebrew anyway, so that's something I would have learned anywhere else here.
Cool. So, who are you playing?
I am playing Trellis. I am going to be a human archer who is quite a mystery of a background story, so you will definitely, I'm sure, find out more about her.
Trellis, like what flowers grow on?
Yes.
Cool.
Good. And Anna, do you want to give us a recap or Trump, either one?
Yeah, and we should reintroduce our characters either way too, since this is the beginning of a new chapter.
Yeah.
And in fact, if you're a frequent viewer and you have any friends who are like, I can't catch up, these chapters are kind of our places where we start a new story. So if you haven't ever watched before and this is your first time watching, good for you. This is a really good time to tune in because you won't. We'll try to explain where we're coming from. It won't be all stuff that you should have heard before. So my character is Maribel Tyre. She's half human and half minotaur. And she used to be a kind of bodyguard for hire. She's a well-trained warrior just because of her size and kind of the curiosity of her. She's over 7 feet tall, weighs over 300 pounds, looks like a human woman from kind of like the waist up, but has horns and normal hands, but hooved feet. So there's not a whole lot of beings in the entire world like her, if any. So a lot of like rich lords and things would hire her as a bodyguard as kind of like a curiosity and kind of like a bragging point. But she became a very good warrior. We found out last chapter that she was actually on the run because it turns out that she made friends with a sage in the service of one of these lords. And when that sage was unjustly punished, and I believe actually beaten to death, she raged and beheaded the man she was supposed to be protecting. And so she's been on the lam ever since. Lamb, cow, I don't know. Anyways, but so because of her kind of like weird upbringing and biology, she hasn't met many people that she understands very well. So she's a little weird socially. And she also, because of her minotaurness, just takes things very seriously and very literally. So a lot of times she doesn't really understand why things are happening in the party, but she tends to, because she's been in service for so long, she tends to take orders even though she's very decisive. So that's a low willpower stat in case you guys are wondering. And together our party has been, we found each other on this island, this remote island, Maribel because she was kind of running and trying to find a safe haven, others because they lived there or were there for various reasons.
Like Bruno.
Yeah, why don't you tell who Bruno is?
No, Bruno's a guy who's grown up on this main island, and he's mostly been traveling not that far, but around the Spice Islands. He's a bard by trade, plays the bongos at the docks of our main island. But we've gone a far way from our main island. In fact, I have no idea where we are right now. And we're about to find out. As far as him, how he looks, he is a jolly, portly kind of guy. He does have a set of bongos over his back, and he's kind of an archer, and he's kind of a magician, and he would like to state that he is a powerful wizard, though he currently is not.
He would like to state that.
Yeah.
That's the right way to phrase it.
Some of the highlights of our story so far is we kind of tried to make this island our home, and we've had various obstacles in doing that. The island is called the city is called Volutin. The island is one of the Spice Islands and specifically called Embershore. It has a mountain on it called Mount Vesuvius, which is a semi-active volcano, which was also a problem. And it turned out that there was a dragon living in a lair on the island who tried to make us his servants, and we had to feed him. It was this whole thing. It was very difficult. And also there's a mayor of the old town there named Donalda Trumpet, who I do not get along with at all. And actually, Bruno is paying Maribel 1 gold per day not to kill her at this point.
Bruno thinks that Maribel has forgotten all about that. The good news is,
never forgets.
last time we learned from Barthus, a powerful wizard over in the new land that we got transported to, that this dragon is completely harmless and trapped. So that's a load off.
I don't think his phrasing was completely harmless, but you can take what you want from that.
Well, there was this big storm in the realm. It mixed everything up. We think it may have been responsible for creating these portals that we found underground, which also transported some mer people to our realm, which we didn't know before. We hadn't met before. We went through one of those portals and found ourselves at an island all the way across the realm. We don't know why or how that happened, but as it turned out, they needed a wyvern killed there, so we killed a wyvern, which was pretty darn cool. We got some wyvern poison, and we were like, we should poison our dragon with the wyvern poison, and then we will no longer have to feed him. So as we were on our way back to our own island, something crazy happened, and our island began to appear before our eyes in the new place we had been transported to, and that was the end of chapter 2.
As you guys lost consciousness going towards the island with all the weird staticky stuff, and you just kind of blacked out.
Yes.
Bruno knows all along that poisoning a dragon never would have worked.
We'll see. We will see.
Maribel pretty much believes whatever Bruno says.
So everybody wakes up. The 3 of you are on a beach that you've never seen before. And for 2 of you, there's a random third person here that you've never seen before. And you're all kind of slowly coming to. Maybe one of you comes to a little bit before the others, but it's a slow process. And you all wake up roughly at the same time.
Maribel does not wake up very fast. So I kind of lazily pull my halberd out and point it kind of at her vaguely, but I'm like still one eye closed. I'm like, who are you?
And I just kind of look up at Maribel and I just kind of give you a look, kind of standoffish at this moment because I too kind of woke up not knowing where I'm at. But seeing you draw something at me immediately brings out my bow and arrow, and I just kind of have it pointed to you. And I'm like, my name's Trellis. Who are you?
Come now, girls. There's no need to fight. We are all in a pickle here, but it's okay because the resourcefulness of Bruno's here at your service. Hello there, lady. Nice to meet you.
Bruno, we are not, in fact, inside a pickle. We are on a beach.
Good observation.
Thank you.
Think of it as the days that I just came out of here. Okay.
But yes, who are you?
I kind of look over at Bruno and I kind of turn my bow and arrow to him just for a second. And then
Hey, no worries here. Look at me. Just have these bongos. No threat. to you whatsoever. You can put that down.
And I just
I
kinda,
say, Trellis, bongos are not weapons.
okay. I just kind of slowly pull my weapon away, but kind of cautiously looking at you two, back and forth. And I just let you know, well, I am Trellis. I'm not sure how I got here. I was traveling, looking for something, and somehow I've woken up here with you two. I am traveling alone. As long as you say that you're not going to hurt me, I hope that you don't, but just know that I am heavily armed. So if you try something, I'll be very quick to respond.
I smirk when she says heavily armed because I don't know. I didn't mention this, V, but I'm carrying like all manner of weapons. Like I'm like a walking arsenal. So I like kind of smirk at her. But then I'm also like, as she introduces herself again, I'm like looking like her up and down and kind of searching around. And then I'm like, are there plants growing on you?
There are no plants growing on me.
Then you are not, in fact, a Trellis.
No, I am not.
Are
one.
you named after a Trellis?
I am named after one.
Was it a special Trellis?
It was.
For what reason was it
My
special?
grandmother was an herbalist.
And she had a favorite structure of wood upon which plants would grow, and she named you after it?
I'm not entirely sure. The origin of my name is unknown at this time to me.
I look troubled by this, and then I kind of just like look at Bruno. Well, what do we do with it?
Well, it makes perfect sense to me, since I was named Bongo. So a trellis makes perfect sense. What do we do? Well, it's simple. I pull out my bones. We give her a nice, relaxing treat. Since I'm sure we're all completely befuddled right now, and I just start tapping a peaceful melody on these bongos.
Would you like to give us a musical instrument check?
Sure, which I'm sure I will kill. Let's see. This one's for my pride, so it's very important. Nice.
Nice. That is fantastic, Bruno. You play such a wonderful little melody on your drums, on your little bongos.
Maribel was like a little bit annoyed and like befuddled, like you said, but then as you start playing, because it's so good, you do like lull her into a state of calm. She's like,
All right. And as you play your bongos and everyone takes stock of the situation, you see kind of scattered down the beach on one side, there are a few other sailors, it looks like, that are kind of slowly getting up. And way down the beach, there seems to be a shipwreck of sorts. And looking the other way, there's some things that have washed up from ships. That looks like maybe there's a mast over there, there's some crates, maybe a barrel, a couple of planks, a dead body. Maybe it's just unconscious. It's kind of head down in the surf, probably dead.
Just to make sure, is it our shipwreck?
It's a shipwreck. I think the ship that you were on, you don't know too well, and this looks like another similar-esque ship. Could be the same thing.
I look around and I am startled and I say, where is Dark Albert the elf?
I'm sure he's down near the ship. We should make sure to get him.
I go down looking for Albert.
Okay.
Trellis, would you like to come along for now? You seem. Are you from around this area?
I look around at my surroundings. I don't recognize them at all. And then I let Bruno know, no. And I'm in a much more calmer demeanor because I happen to very much enjoy a nice tune. And since you are very well proficient in music, you happen to relax me as well. So I feel a little bit more comfortable around the group right now. But I look at Bruno and I let him know that, no, I don't know this area at all, so it's unfamiliar to me. But I've traveled long and far and been to very many different places, so I think I'll be okay.
Oh, where are you from? The island that we're on right now are the Spice Islands, by the way. Actually, I look to make sure that we're on the Spice Islands. It has two distinctive mountains on it, right?
This is not This is not Ember Shore.
Okay. I don't see the last part. Where are you from? I'm from the Spice Islands.
I don't. I'm just from a small town. I don't let Bruno know exactly what town I'm from because I'm very private about that, where my grandparents still reside. But I just let Bruno know. I'm from a small town. You probably wouldn't know it. But I've been traveling long and far for quite some time. So
All right. Well, lady,
hours on the road.
I'll just ask you to travel a little bit longer along this beach as we need to find our comrade.
Okay. You guys come across a few sailors as you make your way towards this shipwreck. They seem a little befuddled, and as you pass them, they give really kind of afraid looks towards Maribel. Lots of like, okay, what is that thing? All right.
Wait, we were obvious on our ship, right?
Yeah, everyone on your ship knew you. These sailors clearly are not the same sailors
Oh,
that were on
I
your
see.
ship. Yeah. And as you make your way down to the beach, you get close enough to the shipwreck, the first shipwreck you see, to recognize that it is indeed the ship that you guys were on.
I make a methodical search of it, looking for Albert.
I talked to the sailors nearby, which seem weirded out by Maribel. Hey, I haven't seen you around. What ship are you from?
The Scrag. Where are you guys from? I don't recognize any of you.
What was the name of our ship?
If you don't remember, you don't remember. But it wasn't
We
the
were
Scrag.
from the Hornet.
He shakes his head. Don't know it. That one, he says, pointing towards V. I recognize her. She was a passenger. We just picked her up. Probably bad luck.
I take her and I push her toward him, and I'm like, "Here, have your passenger back."
Whoa. We don't want this cursed person. He gives her a push back towards you.
I'm just kind of pushed, but then I stop myself because I'm not going to be pushed around.
Mm-hmm.
I just look. I'm not cursed.
Look, we picked you up, and then there was an island? Yeah, there was an island.
Then there was an island. There was not an island, and then there was an island. I do remember this.
Yeah, maybe she's not cursed. Sorry.
Of course I'm not cursed. Whatever happened because of you. I was just simply a passenger on your ship.
Look at you. Look, what kind of ship are you running if you just run into an island and you're blaming your passengers? Shame on you.
Indeed.
It's
Perhaps
probably the
you
captain.
should rescind your captaincy and give it to me.
I'm not the captain.
You should rescind whatever position you have and give it to me.
Okay. No.
So,
Is it okay or no? Those are two separate answers.
No. No is the answer. No.
Okay.
So what island are we on here? Since you're no doubt since you no doubt know your place.
He
Your
shakes his head.
navigation.
I have no idea where we are. But I think... Is that Captain Ty? He says, pointing down the beach further past the shipwreck of your ship. He hurries off down the beach towards Captain Ty, or who he calls Captain Ty.
I'll go with him.
All right, Maribel,
follow.
you said you were searching the shipwreck, right? Looking for Dark Albert, methodically?
What? Yes.
Yes?
I was, but I thought I didn't find him. So
No, we just got distracted momentarily. You don't find Dark Albert, but you do find Dark Albert's necklace. That strange piece of crystal attached to a cord of silver. It's tied up in one of the lines and just kind of like knotted around it.
Can I unknot it?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
take it.
Okay. You also see there around the ship there are some drag marks that lead off inland a little bit.
Like from the place where the necklace was ish.
Yeah, ish, like from the boat. There's some
Do the
muddled
drag marks
sand.
look Dark Albert sized?
Roughly, you know.
Okay. I rejoin the party. Well, I rejoin Trump, and then I see Trellis, and I kind of like put my shoulder like this to talk to Bruno, and I'm like, Bruno, I have found some drag marks that are roughly Dark Albert sized leading inland. I believe he may have been kidnapped.
Kidnapped, but he's not a kid, is he?
My mind looks blown, and I'm like, you're so right. I believe he has been Dark Elf snapped.
Exactly. Well then, we're going to have to follow. But first, we should talk to this captain here and make sure we get a sense of where we are.
Okay.
While they're talking, I also want to search the shipwreck to see if there's anything useful I can pick up.
Sure. The shipwreck, as you're searching it, has a couple of... what would it have on it? You find a lot of kind of tools lying about. There's a broom over here. There's some belaying pins still stuck into the railings. There's a bunch of rope lying around, some sails or pieces of sails. There's nothing really weapon-ish, but there's lots of like wood and boards and ropes and cloth.
Is there anything of value?
Define value. Like gold?
Something I would be able to sell, jewelry, anything?
No. Nothing, no pretty pieces lying about. Lots of just kind of ship junk.
Okay. I cautiously walk back over to Bruno and Maribel. Cautiously, but still a little bit relaxed from the music. I don't think too bad of them so far. I mean, they seem nice so far. Bruno, yes. Maribel, I still question a little bit because of her size and the fact that she does have a million weapons on her that I've now seen. She might give me a little run for my money, so I'm just a little more cautious of her. Bruno seems harmless enough, but I kind of come up to them, but I'm still a few feet away.
Okay. So, Captain Ty meets up with you guys, and it looks like the other sailors have all rounded up and rallied around him. Looks like there's the three of you, Captain Ty, and these 10 other sailors, and they all seem to know him. There are a bunch of bodies scattered along the coastline. Some of them you recognize from your ship, Maribel and Bruno. Other ones are recognized from the other ship, other sailors on that.
Was there absolutely no one from our ship around?
No one living. Everyone that was on your ship is dead.
Yeah.
It was a small fishing boat, not a lot of people there. So, Captain Ty kind of rallies everyone around him and seems to take the command position. Looks about and goes, all right, men, we need to get going. We need to get the lay of the land. We need to figure out where we are. We need to rally supplies, food, water, maybe create some sort of shelter. Someone needs to get up on one of those hills and see where the hell we are. And, you, giant beast, are you friend or foe? You!
I'm looking around me.
He takes out...
Maribel, that's you.
She's not a beast. She has a name.
Beast, what's your name?
I'm shocked by this, and I give Trellis a approving look, and I say, if you are addressing me, sir, I suggest you do it with more respect as is befitting a lady.
Lady Beast, what is your name?
Sir, I do not wish to strike you, but if you continue to call me Beast, I fear that I may be compelled to do so, so please refrain. My name is Maribel.
Maribel.
And I kind of want an agreement.
And you with the drums.
Hey, name's Bongo, and she means it, so don't push your luck there, Captain.
She does.
And I can assure you, when she hits, it is very painful.
It is.
Excellent.
Captain Ty, or so you have been called, did you see anyone kidnapping a dark elf or anything that may lead to us finding a dark elf nearby?
He gives you a kind of a squinty look. He goes, dark elves, huh? Those creatures are not often to be trusted. No, I haven't seen any dark elves nearby. I'm happy for it.
About
You
when
are a
did
prejudiced
you
man.
About when did you guys wake up?
10 minutes ago, ish. Do you have any idea where we are, Bongo?
Well, we were traveling towards this. I think I need to know a little bit of geography lesson. Where were we? The name of the island?
You were on Gade Isle, and you were
Okay,
headed east.
We're traveling east, you said?
Yeah, east to find the portals and when the island appeared.
We were traveling east, past the Gate Isle of the province that Gate Isle's in. What about you guys?
He nods. We were headed to Gate Isle. I have some important news for the Baron, and then this island started appearing. We went to check it out, and before we knew it, here we are.
See, that makes complete sense, because you see, the wizard of Gate Isle was casting a spell to summon an island into his backyard. He wanted a little bit of redecoration, and it wasn't very nice of him not to inform you of it. Looks like we probably just ran onto it.
You mean Barthas?
Yes, Barthas. Quite a powerful wizard he is to summon this island here.
Yeah, we
But
may
also
be too late
stupid.
then. Stupid but powerful. I have news of his treachery that I need to deliver to the Baron.
What treachery?
I probably shouldn't say.
But you could.
You should tell us.
All right, since we're in this together, a couple months back or so, my crew and I were transporting Barthas. He booked some passage on our ship. I think we were headed to Heatstroke, a city down the coast. One of my crewmen... Heatstroke, yeah, it's down the coast a little bit. East coast of Arizona.
What a funny name.
It sounds unpleasant.
It's not a pleasant place, really. Anywho, one of my crew overheard him discussing something in his quarters and neglected to tell me until very recently. He looks around for the crewman, doesn't seem to see him, gives a bit of a shrug. It says, apparently this Barthas was communicating with someone in his cabin, but that there was only one person in the cabin, so it must have been some sort of sorcery. He said something along the lines of, or he was asking somebody if a wish spell could cause someone to switch bodies with another person. I think he's probably trying to switch places with the Baron and take over the land.
Now, that would be really dumb of him, because I saw that Baron, and that Baron is not in good shape. Don't think that's his plan.
Well, who else would he want to switch bodies with?
Perhaps he would want to switch bodies with me.
I was thinking me, really. He took a liking to me, remember, Maribel? He said, and I quote, "I like you, Bruno."
You are a very likable person.
What would the wizard want to switch bodies with you two from?
Because I have a great body.
Because I have youthful charm.
It is strong and powerful.
Charms in the mind, my friend.
In any case, if he were to switch bodies with the Baron, it would be quite a clever way to take over this kingdom.
Before he died of old age. Very shortly. Not a great plan.
However, wizards may have spells that could protect him from that.
Well, we still need to get our ship put together. He turns back to his men. Guys, let's start scouring the beaches that way and that way. 4 of you in each direction, 2 of you with me. See if we can find the scrag. If not, we'll try and patch up this junker here, he says, pointing to your ship, the ship you guys were on. And, you 3... gives you
So he was pointing towards the shipwreck, which is our ship. Okay.
He gives you a kind of a narrow look and goes, you 3... Well, you're armed, so why don't you play bodyguard? Make
For what
yourselves
reason
useful.
would we play bodyguard for you?
Because we're all on this island together, alone, with no way off of it.
Well, I remember you saying something along the lines of climb a hill and look around. I think we're going to do that. We're going to walk into that forest there where there's the tracks, and we'll find someplace tall, and we'll look around for you.
We will perform reconnaissance for the party.
Fair enough.
Trellis, you may join us if you so choose.
I think I will. I think you men can take care of yourselves. You might want to be a little nicer next time. You might have bodyguards.
I
Kindness never
nod
gets you
and like
anywhere.
kind of snort at that, like.
Yeah, what a shame. You could have heard the most enthralling performance of your life had you been a little nicer to my companion.
He kind of just waves you guys away and sets off with a couple of his men to search the ship that you guys have already searched.
Looks slightly disappointed that he didn't ask for a performance. But let's go.
Okay, can I get a perception check from everybody in the party while you're walking away? To do that, you're going to roll a d20 and add your PCP, your perception score, to it.
Nice.
Very nice, Maribel. Your best roll for the day, I'm sure.
See something. Yeah.
I'm a little cloudy-eyed.
Yeah. All right, so Maribel, with your superior height and kind of active imagination, as the party moves towards these hills, you see something kind of washed up way deep onto shore. It looks like a chest of sorts that has a nice big lock on the outside of it. It looks like maybe a wave like tossed it and it tumbled inland. There's some other resources scattered around it, but this big locked chest catches your eye.
I point it out to the party members and say, I bet there's something useful inside that locked chest. And I go over and look at it and examine it.
Oh, fantastic. Good find.
Okay.
Do you know how to pick locks, Trellis?
Is that a skill I should have?
No,
Okay, so I wouldn't be able to, correct?
I don't think so.
So, Trellis, are you mainly an archer, I presume?
I am mainly an archer. I do have some background with weaponsmith, and I know a little bit about plants.
Oh, that's very useful since we're on an unknown island.
Yes.
I'm afraid that my skills of gaming are not going to be very useful here.
It's okay. I've taken care of myself for this long. I think I'll be okay.
And I have been taken care of for quite some time, so we'll get along famously.
Okay. The chest is has the footprint of a large laptop, and it's maybe 8 inches high. It's got a flat lid and a big bronze lock sitting on the outside.
Since neither of them seem to be making any progress, I turn it on its back and then I smash it with my halberd.
Your halberd cracks into the bottom and the wood begins to splinter. It'll take a few more blows to make your way through it, but you figure you can do it just fine.
It doesn't do any damage to my halberd, right? Because it's just a wooden chest, right?
Right, your halberd can hack through it. It's basically an axe on a pole.
Okay. I just whack, whack, whack.
Who needs lockpicking when we have you around, Maribel?
Indeed.
All right. Eventually, you crack open the chest and can look inside. Where is?
I also make sure I walk up and explore the contents of the chest as well.
I can't help but think that this chest looks about the same size as a laptop.
As a what?
You know, those little bits of cloth that you put on your laps when you're eating dinner.
Oh, we call that a napkin where I'm from.
Over here we call them laptops.
I like that name. I shall adopt it.
Inside, you see a leather-bound book that is wrapped with another little bit of leather, like a little leather strip that wraps around it. And there's a smaller box, like a wooden box that has been cracked by Maribel's halberd as it hacked this thing apart. That's what you see.
I am sorry I cracked this smaller box when I was cracking the larger box.
Oh, what a lucky find. It's a shame that Dark Albert isn't here. I'm sure he would love to put this book into his book club.
Well, you are a great wizard. You could, see if these items are magical or whatever great wizards do.
Ah, well, there's a slight problem with that. You
Maybe not.
I think
He
you're
taught-
illiterate.
He definitely taught me to draw.
right now. And I do have 3 preparations of lasting breath, I'm proud to say, ready for you guys. Should we ever come into a situation where there is water, I look around. That's not very useful right now.
What is this book? Could this be a spell book? I open it and start looking through it.
You are illiterate. It's all gibberish to you.
I thought I could read.
Can you read?
Yeah, because I'm forgetting his name that I gave him. The sage taught me, I think.
It's not on your character sheet.
Ow. Maybe not.
I think you're illiterate.
He definitely taught me to draw. I thought he taught me to read too, but I guess if it's not on my character sheet, then he didn't.
Yeah.
Maybe he taught me and I forgot.
Is that something I would be able to look at because I can learn languages or no?
No. If you do not have the reading and writing proficiency, you are illiterate. Most people in the world are illiterate, so don't feel too bad. You've got weaponsmithing and herbalism, so you are also incapable of reading anything.
Ladies, step aside. I believe this is a job for Bruno. I take the book and I start looking at it.
As he takes the book, I go ahead and grab the box that was kind of crushed.
Okay.
And I observe its contents.
As you pick it up, some weird colored liquids start dripping out of it. It looks like there's a little latch, but not a lock on it, and it's just kind of leaking this bluish fluid and this greenish fluid, and they're kind of mixing into this yellowish fluid.
I kind of fumble it a little bit in my hands, trying to open it, but also avoiding getting the liquid so much on my hands in case it burns.
Yeah.
So I still open it though, but I'm very careful with how I do so.
Okay. You open it and find that there's a little bit of padding, kind of like it's got the little box is broken into 3 subsections, and it has some silk padding or silk-lined padding protecting each of those subsections, and in each one is a glass vial that has been shattered by Maribel's axe.
Oops.
I kind of give a look to Maribel, a little frustrated that she crushed it, but so the vials, is there anything left in them? Like, are they not salvageable, right?
No, they're shattered and just kind of mixing up and dripping all over the place.
I say, if there is but 1 drop of either of these substances, we should save it, because Dark Albert has a talent for creating more of any given liquid.
Do you guys have any containers that we can put this in?
I thought I remembered having a container. Let me see.
Quick, before it all mixes together,
Well,
we need to try it out.
Even though it's crushed, I think with some of the glass, there's just a little pool of each one. So I just make sure to hold that upright so that doesn't spill out of the content or the box. And I'm just kind of holding it and just waiting. Okay. And then as I'm waiting, not getting frustrated to where you guys can see, but inside a little frustrated because I don't want to be holding this box of liquids anymore.
While she's holding the box, I quickly dab one of my fingers onto the green liquid, which hasn't mixed, and I give it a try.
You taste it?
Yeah, we have to try it out before it mixes, and if it's good, then this is our only chance to have it.
But what if it is a death potion?
That would
otherwise
be
known as a poison.
dumb invention.
Neil, while he's doing this, I'm searching around for those spiral seashells, like a little mini conch shell that might act as a container. I'm looking around the beach.
Give me a perception check there.
Oh, come on. Oh, I already rolled one good one today, Neil. There's no good ones left, I'm sure. Nope.
So you're looking around in vain for a little while. Bruno,
Can I tell the others they should look too for those things?
I would like to do a perception check as well.
Sure. Bruno, you taste a little bit of this, and you look over at Trellis. And for a moment, it passes pretty quickly, but for a moment, you're just You know, she's really cool. Like, her hair's pretty nice. She looks buff. You know, she's got like a can-do attitude. There's something about it passes, and you quickly go back to thinking of her the same way you did before. Whatever. It's just a random person we found on the beach. I don't know what got into me for a moment there.
All right, I rolled a 16. I don't know if that's enough.
The two of you guys look around for a few minutes trying to find a good shell that will hold it, and find nothing.
Since I am an herbalist, I have the herbalist skill. Would I have possibly any little vials on me already? Or is that something I would have had to buy?
That would have been something you would have had to buy. You've got a lot of cash on hand.
Trellis, this green stuff is absolutely delicious. You have to try it.
I just kind of look at you, and then I tilt my head. Tastes like what?
Oh, it is divine, like ambrosia. Have you ever had ambrosia? I assure you, it's great.
I can't say that I have. I'm not hungry right now, though. Thank you.
No, it's not meant for the purposes of hunger. I believe that imbibing this potion will give you a more astute, keen observation on how things truly are.
I just kind of look at you. I look at you some more, questioning. Not sure if it's altered your state of mind. I don't take it from you, though.
Well, I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to keep holding it. It would be a shame to have it go to waste. I tried the blue stuff.
There's a third one as well. It's a lighter color blue.
I'm quite sure that if these potions mix together, then their effects will be diluted or go horribly astray. So if we're to use them now would be the time.
You take a sip of it, and you feel empowered. You know that feeling when you've been working out or when you've gone hiking or something, you just feel really in place in your body, and you kind of feel like you can do anything. That sort of.
I take a sip of it, or Bruno does.
Bruno does.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes away pretty quickly, but you have that momentary feeling of really being at home in your body and really kind of, flexing your muscles feels good.
Given the brokenness of these, given the contents I've kind of spilled, do I think that if you were to kind of just lap up all the liquid or try to, it would be the same effect as taking the potion?
You have no experience with potions and have no idea what it will do. But that is not an unreasonable assessment.
Right. Does it look like it's mixed horribly yet, or is it still a little bit off to the side that you can just have it?
I would say each vial has about a third of the remaining fluid either in the vial or in that padded area, and then about a third of each one has completely spilled away, and then the remaining third of each is kind of just mixed and sploshed around the edge.
So that's nice. We actually have 1/3 vials right now.
Roughly. The glass is broken, and it's not in the vial. It's in the vial and the box below it.
I see. Okay.
I kind of look at Bruno, and I just kind of smirk. He might guess if you really want to have these, but I would try.
I offered first because I am a gentleman. Just to let you know.
I would just be careful.
Of course, and as she's warning me of the dangers of imbibing mysterious fluids that I have no idea, I tried the light blue one.
Okay. You don't really notice anything, but Maribel and V, as you watch him take a little bit of it, for a moment, maybe 3 or 4 seconds, he becomes kind of transparent. He kind of starts to disappear and kind of spread out a little bit, kind of just your image of Bruno, kind of and then solidifies right back into a solid, non-transparent form.
My eyes grow bigger as I look at him, kind of what is going on? And then I just look normal again and just kind of play it cool.
Well, 3 of us lucky us, 3 potions. It doesn't seem like we're going to be able to use them if we don't do it immediately, since I'm sure they'll evaporate. I personally found that the green one tasted the best, so I'm willing to be a gentleman and let you try that.
I'm like, all right, and I take some.
Trellis, which one of these two is your preferred one? Between the blue and the light blue.
Well, you haven't tried the blue one, correct?
No, I've tried all of them.
And what did the blue one do?
It made me feel...
Empowered.
It made me feel fatter than I am.
Fatter.
Yes, it made me feel very robust. I emphasize my weight.
Neil, I couldn't find anything around to use as like a container.
Yeah, you could find like some small normal shells, but you know, if you just tip them slightly, all the fluid's going to fall out. Nothing that's really good.
Nothing that I could like put in a pocket and keep as a container.
No. There's some coconuts up in some palm trees that might work.
Like if I poured the coconut water out of it and...
Yeah, but then the coconut, you know...
Yeah.
Might work, might not.
Can I use a big palm bough to make like a little, fold it into a little cup kind of thing?
Yeah, if you can make an origami cup, I guess you could do it out of a leaf.
Yeah.
Does Maribel know how to do origami?
She's really into art. I don't know.
All right, but you said you tried some of that green one, right?
Yeah.
So you take whatever's left of it, give it a drink, and your eyes fall on Bruno as you bring the broken vial down before you, and you remember that he is an excellent musician, and he has always been such a loyal friend. He's always put his neck out for you. He's always thought to put the people first, regardless of his own ambitions. And just, God, isn't Bruno the best? Isn't Bruno the best?
Bruno, you are the best.
Oh, thank you. I know. That's why I had you try it. Isn't it just delicious?
It's absolutely wonderful. And most of what you say is accurate.
I look over at Maribel, kind of looking at her like, what?
The feeling begins to fade after 20 or 30 seconds. And it just it goes away. The idea sticks with you.
I look down at the blue vial and I say, what the hell? I'm going to try it. And I go ahead and drink the whole thing.
All right. You drink the remainder of it. And you too feel kind of more at home in your body. You feel stronger, more capable, like you've just, I don't know how to describe it. You feel like you're warmed up and ready for combat, and the enemy's coming for you, and you're not worried or nervous. You're excited and you're ready to take it all on. You feel at the peak of performance. But again, after 20, 30 seconds, it begins to fade and you feel kind of groggy once more. And like, oh God, I just woke up on this beach. Who are these people? I'm not at peak performance. What the hell?
Well, this was fun, but it looks like our time with the potions is over. And I don't want to become a ghost, apparently, from your shocked expressions. So I will choose not to drink that last one.
If there's any drop left, like in the on the glass of the vial, I take some and I wipe it on the tip of my horn just to let it sit and dry there, just in case a dried drop will do Dark Albert any good whenever we find him.
Of which potion do you put a drop on your horn?
Of that one, the invisibility type one.
Okay, cool. You put it on your horn and it rests there. Why don't we take our first break right now before we head into anything else? And we'll see everybody for hour 2 in just a few minutes. Bye-bye, everyone.
Okay.